Okay, so I did find, let me write the screen off real quick. I did find a few things going on up here. I'm just going to run from one side of the roof to the other side of the roof, kind of show you what's going on here. I'm going to flip this. Okay, so here's your roof, and then right down the middle you have what we call an internal gutter, right down the center. Most of the time these are made out of either one solid piece of metal or two solid pieces of metal, and then there's a seam in the middle. What they did here is they used a membrane, which isn't unheard of, but it's not really common. They didn't really put any piece of metal going down into this other drain. So you know your water, you can see where they seamed it right here. Water can definitely get in this area right here. And then on top of that, you've got these areas where the metal's bent right through here, and the metal is starting to crack. As you can see right here, those are cracks in the actual metal. And a lot of those people have tried to seal it, and it's still cracking. So all these little, you can see one there, all those really need to be resealed. The roof was coated, but the coat they put on this roof was so thin, it's unbelievable. I mean, you can see right through the coating right here. There's nothing there. It's just a super thin coat that they put on here. Honestly, it's just a little bit thicker than a piece of paper. That's how thin of a coat it is. So right over around here, somewhere, let me back up a little bit. Somewhere in this area right here is next to the front door over here, and then over here is to the other side of the front door. But I noticed that they did, I'm not sure why they did this. I'll show you real quick. They put these screws in here, and they're not seated, they're right in the corner, so their water can get in underneath those, and it will drain down. If I can get in there where you can see it, and I don't think you can. It's right there. So water can go right down through there and into that behind this piece, and that'll leak inside the store. So all of these screws that are in the corners right there, those all have to be resealed. They all have to be sealed, every one of them. And then I seen right here, there's a white substance coming out of from underneath this seam, because here's a piece of membrane, here's another piece of membrane, and hold on, oh my gosh, oh wow, that's where your water's getting in right there. Look at that, holy crap, I didn't even notice it was that bad. Super, look how wet that is. It never sat up. I don't even know what it is, but literally that's where your water's getting in right there. 99% of your water's getting in right there. This whole thing didn't sit. I mean, it's all still wet. I was wondering why that white stuff was there, but that's why it's there. So this whole thing is water's getting in that whole seam. Let's go check the other one, because I didn't check the other one either. There was white stuff coming out of it though. Oh, here's another thing. This is a big patch they did right here, but as you can see, it's cracking and breaking. This whole thing, I mean, look at that. It's just breaking apart. That needs to be resealed as well. Where's the other seam at? Here it is. Look there's more white stuff in here. Oh, hold on, let me get down here. See that white stuff? Yeah, that's same thing. Look at that. So, this is going to have to all be cleaned out. I mean, like the water's going to get out. We have to clean this really well, and it needs an actual patch over it, not sealant. That sealant's not going to work. It needs an actual patch. And then, of course, all of these screws in the corners. I don't know why anybody would put a screw in the corner right there. It can't sit flat down. If it can't sit flat down, then it's going to have a groove underneath the edge of it. Right there in the corner. Right here in this, right here in this corner. Water's going to get in every single one of those screws. And then over here, I mean, you can see where all these are cracked. These all need to be sealed with a much thicker sealant. Let me get down here, hold on. So, you can see right here, I'm sorry, there's no like, it's just some weird patching they did to go down inside this drain, but as you can see, it goes behind the actual metal. So that water's going to go down through here and down behind that piece of metal and get in underneath this membrane. So there's a lot of problems with this for sure. It can all be fixed, but not to mention, I mean, like, look, this is all I mean, this this is all cracked out right there. Here and here. It doesn't look like this was done 8 months ago. It looked like it was done a couple years back. But either way, I'm not sure why they pulled all of these things off. These were actually the caps to the, see the bottom of the cap, to the screws. There's, you can see they're all over the roof. I'm not sure why they popped those off, but they did. So anyways, really all these screws need to be coated. This whole inside probably needs to be coated. And then at both of those areas right down here, at that seam and at this seam right here, they have to be patched. And then I would coat it again after that. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Thanks.